in the bio, it says sole purpose on Twitter is to troll Matt Walsh. Now, what these people don't realize they're doing is they're running anti-marketing campaigns for marriage. So like they're saying, get married, it's amazing. Do you guys, I just want to ask you guys, is your dream wife on Twitter making fun of you? Is she publicly in front of everybody making jokes about you on Twitter? Now, you guys are going to be able to call in and say, so my first tweet that set this woman off, I guess, or that set everything off, my first initial tweet was asking the question. I didn't make a statement. I didn't say it was wrong. I just screenshotted her profile right here. And I asked the question, the primary point of your Twitter is to troll your husband. This is what men are making millions of dollars to get. Okay, all right. Now, this set off Matt. And what happens in these marriages a lot is these guys are so used to being on their wife's terms. If you look at the life decisions, they had as many kids as the woman wanted. They live where the woman wanted. I mean, there was like a clip of Matt Walsh saying that he couldn't smoke in his own house. So he's doing what the woman wants. And they're so conditioned to this. They're like afraid of their wives. They don't know how to tell their wives no. And so what probably happened was she saw it, and women are fueled by their reputation, right? So she's going to pretend she didn't see it, but can you imagine? So now he's going to feel the need to defend her. So Pearl, I understand. Now remember, they're insulting me. I did not insult them. They insult these Christians are insulting me first. I just asked the question. You're on Twitter to troll your husband? Pearl, I understand that you're miserable and lonely and have never been in anything approaching a functional or healthy relationship in your life, so I'll try to be patient with you. Okay. So insult number one. I mean, maybe I should live stream every relationship. Maybe that's kind of how they do it, right? Should I use it as a marketing ploy? Is that how I should? I don't know. Maybe that's... All right. You see, husbands and wives who love each other will often do this thing called joke around. Okay. They may even have this other thing, I know that's foreign to you, is called a sense of humor. I'm pretty humorous. I mean, if anything, like I have a great sense of humor, to be honest. I'm pretty easygoing. But I don't know if okay, so let me just do the math. I have to be easygoing. So in order to have a good sense of humor, I have to laugh at your wife's jokes that aren't funny. So if your wife makes jokes that are not funny, if I don't laugh, I mean, Matt's funny. I watched What Is a Woman? He's funny. But if I don't laugh at your wife's jokes, then I'm the not funny one. Do you guys even think women can be funny? Sorry, they're not all. Okay, not all. Now go spew your bullshit elsewhere and leave my wife out of it. Matt, your wife insulted me I still haven't insulted her. All I've said is maybe the making fun of the husband in public. Maybe we could not do that. Maybe we could try. And I'm not even claiming, look at, guys, please, women, there's better women you can look up to. I'm not claiming to be a role model here, right? I'm not claiming that, I'm this ideal trad, whatever. The difference is I don't play pretend. What all these other women do, and I'll tell you what they do. They do the same thing as everyone else, but pretend they didn't. And this is what they did. They both got married in their late 20s. She's having twins in her 30s. I mean, that sounds like some sort of IVF to me. I'm not saying they did or they didn't, but if I hear a woman has twins in her 30s, I usually assume she had help. And so it's just not what they're selling, right? It's like fraudulent almost. So now apparently I have to laugh at his wife's unfunny jokes in order to be funny. So then I ask another question. Now remember, I could have said, you super simp, Matt, you super simp, simp. And I'm not above it. I'll do it now. But I could have said, you simp, da-da-da-da-da-da. But instead I asked a question. Isn't a wife supposed to be a helpmate and not an adversary? That was my question. Now, apparently again, this upset him, this question, apparently I'm in La La Land because I feel like this is the basic vows. Now, again, guys, I mean, nowadays there's thruples, there's open relationships. You guys are marrying porn star. I mean, it's madness out there. I don't care. Pick one. Do you know what I mean? Like, go date older, date younger, date the same age. I don't care. I do not care. But that's a basic question that goes with the traditional. So like, if this is a traditional relationship, that should be an easy question. Okay. It's called a joke, Pearl. I don't know. Can we joke about stuff that's like not at the husband's expense? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that we can joke about. We have the liberals, we have women, we have dumb people, we have crash out. I can think of 100 things that we could joke about before the husband. And you know, it begs the question, if a boss, like, I promise to God, if my producer here decided to make a Twitter account just trolling me, he'd be gone. He'd be gone. So, I mean, this is like a basic respect, right? Because it's like a weird dynamic. You know, you control your boss publicly. That's just not, it's not going to go well, right? But if you can't get that respect out of your wife and I can get it out of an employee, like, wouldn't you say that the wife, like, she's not going to do that to her boss, you know? You're getting less respect from your wife. Like, your wife would respect her boss more than you. That's got to be embarrassing. That's got to be embarrassing. Okay, so you can take as many pot shots at me as you want. I don't care. Leave my wife out of it. I promise you, this is not a road you want to go down. So now I'm getting threatened? Oh my gosh. I am officially getting threatened because I asked a traditional question. I asked this question. These are my two questions. The primary point of your Twitter is to troll your husband. That was question one. Isn't a wife supposed to be a helpmate and not an adversary? This is what I get threatened over? This is what... The audacity. Then Brett Cooper, she chimes in, and I want you guys to pay attention. This is the sisterhood. They're all going to come for me for asking two questions. And by the way, what women co-sign is what they deem. So if a woman's defending it, right, that means she deems this acceptable to do to her husband. Maybe she'll see my stream and think twice. I don't know. And I like Brett. Brett's she seems like a nice girl. She's young. She's still youthful. But if she surrounds herself with these tradcon women, Brett, you're going to be just as bad as them in 10 years. They all start like you, happy and full of hope. Just wait. Okay. Alyssa's the kind of wife and mother young women should be looking up to, point blank. She's fiercely devoted. Okay, she's been married 12 years, not 30. I mean, I knew a lot of people that were devoted at 12 years. That doesn't mean they're going to be devoted at 20. Okay, she and Matt have built an incredible life together. So notice how the wife, like when they refer to them as the couple, the wife comes first. She and Matt, it's like, it's subtle, but you start to notice these things. Usually that means like the wife has a bigger personality. And I'm not judging, right? I obviously have a big personality. I'm saying this isn't traditional. This isn't what you guys are selling. This is fraud. This is fraud. Okay, she's hilarious, a loyal friend, and if you know her, you're better for it. I don't know. Do you know what? I hung out with a trad wife today. There's a trad wife near me and a real one. Not you bitches on the internet. Sorry. I'm on here too. Okay. But I hung out with a real one today because I wanted help cleaning something. She gave me the best tip to cleaning cast iron ever. Oh my gosh. I have been scrubbing down cast iron like manually, and you put a little Barclays on it, and I couldn't believe how much time it would have saved me. But that's why you got to get a trad wife near you. So long story short, that woman I look up to a lot, to be honest. I really do. She's just a badass. Like she knows how to do everything. She always made food from scratch. She was super involved in her kids' lives. She would never waste an essay. She would never take time away, right, from her kids to write an essay about a random woman on the internet. I'm like 4 states away. I know nobody, like I'm not even well liked, I mean, I'm despised, people hate me. So yeah, Destiny was another big talker before the divorce. And lastly, so the last thing we got to is now Alyssa Walsh is back at it. And by the way, don't let these women for a second pretend they don't love this drama. This made her day. This really did. All right, well, I was out making memories with my kids today. So first, obviously, what she's gonna do is use her kids for clout, okay? So tradcon women, it is impossible for them to have children and not use them for their reputation. It's like, for these women, not posting or talking about their kids publicly, it is impossible. Using them to win arguments, to virtue signal. They can't, guys, I promise to God, they cannot do it. It is like, imagine, so I have an English bulldog, right? And when she has a steak, she's like slobbering on the floor. She's like jumping all over me whenever I'm eating steak, she's like trying to get it. Taking away using your family for clout from these tradcon women, it is like stealing a steak from my dog. You can't do it. They'll jump on you. They'll chase you down. You can't do it. So the Pearl drama continued. Now, mind you, my drama was asking 2 questions. Not 1, but 2 questions. She said I was blissfully unaware. Thank you for the super chat, K. Absol Madlin. Does anybody believe that she was really blissfully unaware? With all the women online that she knows and knowing that the average screen time is 10 hours a day. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you believe that she was just blissfully watching her kids? 2 if you don't believe her. Okay, trad femmes are worse than rad femmes. At least the rad femmes are honest. You know what? If you go date a feminist, guys, you know you're going in with these guns loaded. You're like, all right, do you know what? If I date a feminist, she's got blue hair. It's going to be great sex. She is going to divorce me. She is going to cheat, but I'm going to get this good sex, maybe a kid out of her. And when the relationship goes up in flames, at least I saw it coming. You get the prenup. You get her to double sign it. You get all your T's and C's crossed. All of your friends are warning you not to do, and you say, I know it's going to go bad. I know this is going to be terrible, but I'm having a great time. You have a great time, and it does go down in flames. But the men that have it really bad are the ones actually like Matt Walsh because they don't see it coming. Okay. It's silly to think that a funny profile statement was triggering. Now I'm required to accept that that's funny. I don't think that's funny. Why am I required to find her funny? It's like you're putting a gun to my head and saying, Pearl, my bio is hilarious. And I'm saying, no, not really. That's kind of disrespectful. And they're like, no, that is hilarious. And I'm like, and then Matt is like, I'm going to threaten you. You better find this funny or else. God, I hate 2025. Do you know what? You used to not even be able to talk back to your husband without getting a slap. Now you guys are accepting your wives making public statements. Frickin' A. This is crazy. Okay. I don't think there's one person who would say I tweet in a way that's demeaning about Matt. I did. Okay. The reason, because that's not who I am or what our marriage is about. I have different priorities and outlooks in relationships than Pearl. My life is centered around faith, family, and humor. So again, that's the virtue signal. So this is again, she's trying to signal here, I am faithful, my family, and humor. And again, forcing me to find her funny. I'm annoyed. I hope that one day Pearl will have a family of her own. She's young and has many opportunities to have her own priorities, outlooks, and relationships changed for the better. Spending countless hours online, like you do, okay, or a podcast ripping people apart, looking at the ugliness of humanity is damaging. Stop the negative pillow talks and go enjoy life. So so do you say the same thing? We're just going to pull up Matt Walsh's, so
let's be clear.
Matt Walsh's channel is where he rips people apart on it. Like if I put Matt Walsh, OnlyFans, The tragedy of OnlyFans. So he's ripping into OnlyFans models. OnlyFans, it is an empowerment. I mean, and I don't care, right? But like, it just, you see it like, it's like if you're going to virtue signal to me, maybe your husband wouldn't be doing the exact same thing. Like, does he get this lecture every night? Okay.